What's up guys, it's Olly Steele here from Monuments and you're geeking out to Gear Gods. So this is the main riff for our song Ivory on our album Phronesis, and it goes like this. Here's the same thing at a slower tempo. 3, 4. So our 8-string tuning in Monuments is as follows. From low to high, you have F, B flat, F, B flat, E flat, F, B flat, E flat. I like to use a set of 9s with a low 74. Brown uses a set of 10s with a low 74. It depends what you like. I find it's a little bit more open sounding with the higher strings. So the riff's fairly simple. You have 2 main slidey parts, and each one has its own tail. But it's physically all quite similar. You're just gonna kind of remember the frets you're using. So it starts on the 2nd string, the B flat string, with a slide from the 10th fret to the 12th. I use my first finger for this. And then you wanna, with your middle finger, hit the 13th fret on the low F string and pull off to open. So that's your kind of main fragment. Then you chug the open note once, and then you have a pull off on the 10th fret to open. Another chug and another pull off from 12 to open, and those are both on a low string. That's the main business. So that's part 1. So I would think of this as part 1, and this is its tail, and then part 2 is the same slide, but instead of sliding to the 12th fret, you're gonna go to the 14th. And then you pull off on the, I can never count beyond the 12th fret. 12, 13, 15th. And then the tail for that one is this guy here. Slightly different. I think it's missing a chug this time, but sometimes you put it in. The long one or the wider one is more immediate the first time. So far we have. So then you kind of return to the initial fragment. This is like a one-time thing that happens in the middle. So you have open 8, then you hit the open B flat string, the 3rd string. Then you land on the 12th fret of the low F and pull off to open. So that is, you can figure out how you want. I find it easier to just reposition your hand for the 12th fret bit. So far it sounds like this. Then we return back to this guy. The pulley-offy bit, so the quicker one without the chug in between them. And then another long one. With the longer, stretchier pull-off tail at the end of that. So altogether it is. The tail for the entire thing is. So what's happening there is open and 1. You play open as an open note 1, or the 1st fret is muted. Then you've got to try and mute the 5th fret with your pinky of the 2nd string. Another open B flat string, the higher one, the 3rd string. Then a muted 1, and you pull off to open on the 3rd fret. And that's the whole thing. I wanted to write something kind of stompy and ignorant. It wasn't actually groove-based at all. It's more about just getting that da-dum, ga-dum thing happening. I'd say it's probably in like Phrygian style sound. So this is the kind of the initial slide. That probably wouldn't be in my vocabulary if I hadn't learned Origin of Escape. It's very similar. But I liked the sound of going higher and pulling off of that minor 3rd at the top. And then just doing alternate pull-off stuff with like having one more note or one less note, whatever, just to try and keep it fresh. But really, it's all about just groups of 2. Da-da-da-dum, da-dum, ga-dum. that was the main goal, basically. The reason it's on an 8-string is because I had just gotten a new one, and it was ivory colored, and it's a rarity for me, actually, but I went straight home with it, all inspired, and just wrote the whole song in one sitting. We ended up taking out one riff, but the way it was written initially is what it is now. I wish it happened every time.